petrol bill now normally will print out the receipt and it will show the QR code at the bottom, at the receipt button. Okay, then you can scan the QR code and key in your company TIN or staff TIN to submit. Then you can get the e-invoice for the petrol. Okay, so normally now all the petrol station will ready the QR code at the receipt. Okay, if the tax is exempted zero, how? Okay, tax is exempted. You also can create the tax code. You can manually go to maintain the tax code. Okay, how to maintain the tax code? You can go to the tools and then maintain the tax. Okay, so now you can see I only got two of the tax code because if your company no register SST, so here you won't have any tax code. Then you can manually create your tax code to related. Okay, let's say if my tax rate is zero, then I can put zero. Okay, and then you can select your tax type here. Key in your tax code. Okay, this one is because you want to import the purchase invoice into the system. So you need to maintain the tax code, then you only can match it and import to the system. Okay, so you need to maintain your tax code. Okay, if I just record in purchase invoice, still have to key into supplier because before this just use customer and supplier only, not use purchase and sales. Okay, for this question, because due to e-invoice, okay, due to e-invoice, you cannot key into supplier invoice and customer invoice anymore. Okay, you must use the purchase invoice and the sales invoice. Only purchase and sales invoice can submit the e-invoice. You can see sales invoice got the my invoice button. Purchase invoice also got the purchase my invoice button. But the customer invoice no related to the my invoice. Supplier invoice also same. Only have the my invoice button. So due to the e-invoice, you must issue your invoice at the sales and purchase. Okay, so you cannot issue at the customer invoice and supplier invoice anymore. But you no need to worry because once you issue at the sales invoice, okay, let's say now I issue one of the invoice, which is 00020. And now I go to my customer invoice. This invoice will show at the customer invoice entry also because the system is linked. Once you key in the sales invoice, it will link to the customer invoice. Okay, so you no need to worry, have to key in again to the customer invoice because it is linked. Okay, if supplier is submit e-invoice, means we just put none at our side, right? Yes, you can just put none. If you no need to submit any e-invoice, no need to submit any sale bill. So you can select none. Okay, how about the stock item code? Is different from supplier item code for import e-invoice. Okay, this one you no need to worry because when you do the import, right? You want to do the import, you can click the batch import sandbox. Okay, just now I got show. If you want to import this invoice to your system, you need to match the tax code. not test code. This is supplier code. You need to match the supplier code and then match the item code. Okay, why you need to match the item code? Because the item code from your side is different from the supplier side. So system need you to match your item code because the system don't know the supplier code. Supplier item code is different from your company, so you need to match by yourself. Okay, so you just select the item code which is related to this uh invoice. Okay, is if you select this item code, when you import, the system also show your item code, not supplier item code. Okay, is follow the item code that you select at here, not follow the supplier item code. So you no need to worry this situation lah. Okay, how is supplier already submit the invoice? Then our side still request to submit also and need to keep as a copy of audit trail in future. Okay, if okay, if your supplier already submit the invoice, actually your side is no need to submit again. Okay, no need to submit again. You can request the e-invoice from a supplier. Then your supplier is need to provide the invoice with QR code, which is the valid e-invoice. So once you get the valid QR code e-invoice, then means you just keep the copy. Okay. And also, if you want to import to the system lah, okay, you can see now, just now I import from my invoice. Then after I import, the system also will show this already submit to the e-invoice. Okay, so means when you're using the import function, the system also will show this already submit to the e-invoice. If you manually key in, then will not have this one lah. But you no need to manually submit again because your supplier already submit. Okay, so then you no need to submit again. Depends you want to manually key in again or you want to use the import function. Okay, if you use the import function, the system will auto capture this invoice already submit from your supplier. Okay, after create the invoice in SQL, can still submit e-invoice to LHDM maybe 7 days later. Cause need wait for management review and approval, then the invoice date and submission will be different. Okay, in our SQL, they have no limitation, no limit, like how many days you need to submit the e-invoice. But my suggestion is you need to submit your invoice to as e-invoice as soon as possible lah. Because every month you need to submit the last month invoice before every month of 7. Okay? Before every month of 7, you need to submit as console. So you better before that you need to submit the e-invoice. Okay? Better to submit the e-invoice. So actually system is no limit. After how many days you also can submit invoice, but my suggestion better submit as soon as possible lah. Okay. Okay. What if for retail store every day got a lot of transaction already sync with whole system, but when to submit cannot? For this question, I'm not sure what error or what any message come up when you submit. So this one, if you request the support, you can contact our support team to assist for this question lah. Okay, because this one I'm not sure what is the issue, what is the error come out. Okay, e-invoice no limit period to submit, right? Actually, by LHDN rules, is no limit lah. But I think you don't submit after many I think better submit within the months lah. This is better. Okay, your SQL got e-invoice request option, but mine don't have. Already got purchased the e-invoice module. Is it got new SQL version? Mm, Depends your SQL version. This one is need the new SQL version lah, but need check your SQL version first. Okay, this one you also can contact the support team to check your check your SQL version first. Then only can know why the option is don't have. Okay, if after submit the console e-invoice as a batch, the customer request for individual e-invoice, can SQL produce this as request by customer? Okay, if you already submit console, okay, you already submit console, but the customer request for e-invoice. Okay, so what my suggestion is you can CN for the one of the invoice and then you reissue the new invoice for the customer and submit to the e-invoice. Okay, because if you cancel the console e-invoice, right? If you cancel, so all the e-invoice in a batch will be cancelled. So I not suggest. I think better CN for the customer only and then issue the new invoice again and submit to the e-invoice. Better don't cancel all the console e-invoice lah. Because if you already submit 100 console invoice. Then when if you want cancel one of the console invoice, right? All the e-invoice will cancel together. Okay, so you better do a CN and then issue again. Okay, and when creating the expenses PV, should we also include the invoice date and invoice number, or is this necessarily? Okay, actually, not necessarily. Okay, the expenses PV, just now I got show at here, cash flow entry. So what is the required field? Okay, you just uh okay, you just normal issue the expenses like previously lah. Okay, like previously, you just payment to who and then select your account code and then what is the amount you want to pay and what is the bank date, PV number. So all this is a normal issue like previously. But what are the required field to submit the cell bill? It is the company name, this one, company name, country, and then submission is cell bill, IC number or BIN number, or either passport also can. And then the TIN number. If you can get from the customer, then you can fill in. If the customer, if the supplier, sorry, is a supplier. If the supplier don't want to provide the TIN number, then you can select as general public or foreign supplier. Okay, so you can get the info by name, country, IC or BIN, TIN number. So all this field is required field to submit the cell bill e-invoice. Okay, so the date, the number actually you know the invoice date, invoice number you no need to key in is okay. Okay, this is not necessary. Hi, do we need to change the industry code? Okay, actually the industry code not the required field also lah. The industry code is related to your company profile here. Here you can see the industry code. This one is your company industry code. So you just select the industry code related to your company. Okay, so for the customer side and supplier side, you no need to select because don't have this field to select. Okay, so this one is just for your company, for the industry code. Okay, can the individual IC number to be traced the TIN number? This one, okay, okay, you can try this one. Let's say now I key in. Okay, for this function, cannot because you can see I cannot search. Okay, so I cannot search. After I key in the IC number, I also cannot search the T number. Okay, let's say we pay Unify or TMB. What info we need to fill for self bill e-invoice? Okay, just now I already show the TMB lah, like example TMB. Because the TMB bill is not under Because the TMB bill is not under my company name, so I need to do the self bill invoice. Then I self bill the owner. So I put in the owner info at here. Then I can submit for the self bill invoice. Okay, if the TMB is under your company name, then you no need to submit anything. Okay, this is when the TMB bill is billed to your owner, not billed to your company name. Then you only do the sell bill. Okay, render use expenses or purchase for sell bill. Normally, I will suggest use the expenses lah because it's easy for you to do your account. Actually, if you want to use the purchase also can. It also can use to submit for sell bill also can. But normally expenses uh in account side will use the cash book entry lah to issue. Okay, this is easy for you to issue lah. Okay, can explain again about render if got tenant under company. Okay, render. Okay, render also depends the unit is under your company name or not. Okay, if the unit is not under your company name, you also need to pay to the owner. Okay, after you pay to the owner, you pay payment to owner, and then more here, you also need to sell bill the owner. You need to fill in the owner info. Okay, so you need to get the owner info and key in and submit as sell bill. Okay, so this is for render lah. If the unit is not under your company. Okay, how about supplier from overseas need to submit invoice? Yes. If you purchase the item from overseas, so you also need to submit sell bill. Okay, sell bill e-invoice. Sell bill invoice, what is the time frame to submit to LHDN? Actually, by LHDN rules, also no set the time frame to submit lah. Okay, but my suggestion also submit after you issue the the PV or purchase invoice. Okay, for e-invoice submit, if my deliver date is different with my invoice date, is it okay? Okay. E-invoice submission is based on your invoice date. Okay. So when when you issue the invoice, then we'll follow the invoice date you issue. Okay. So it's no problem lah. Okay. It's no problem. When to choose or use e-invoice refund. Okay. E-invoice refund. This one. Okay. Just now I think got someone see this e-invoice refund. Okay, what is this? In-invoice refund is like now I already issue this cash book entry, this PV already issue and submit as sell bill. Sorry. Is OR, sorry, is OR. Okay. Let's say now I already issue OR at the cash book entry. I already submit to e-invoice. Okay, so I already submit e-invoice. Then now I want to cancel this transaction. I want to cancel this cash book. So, but I already submit to e-invoice. Then I can do the pivot to reverse. Okay, I do the pivot to reverse, and then I can select this one is for e-invoice refund. Okay, send as now I already issue PV with sell bill. I already submit this PV to sell bill. Okay, now I want to cancel this sell bill e-invoice in this PV. Then I can reverse by using the OR and use this sell bill refund. Okay, this is to cancel the PV and OR. Then you can reverse by using the refund to submit the refund. So at the LHDN side, the LHDN can know, or this one already refund, already cancel. Okay, so it will reverse. It is like when you already issue the sales invoice and purchase invoice, but the customer want CN, want cancel, then you also need to issue the CN and submit. So actually it's same concept. Okay, is supplier give me e-invoice? Maintain supplier with select none, is they correct? Yes, you can select none if you no need to submit any e-invoice. Okay, you can select none. Okay, is supplier submission is different invoice number and date? Is that okay? Submission is different invoice number and date. Uh, okay, supplier submit is based on supplier when to submit the e-invoice, but invoice date is based on when the supplier issue this invoice. Okay, so the invoice will follow the invoice number and date will follow when the supplier issue. Okay, but the submission maybe will after few days the supplier only submit. So this is normal. Okay, this is normal. Is no problem for this question. Okay, if the supplier has not started e-invoice and they only provide a traditional invoice, we need issue sell bill e-invoice? No need. Okay, if your supplier no start e-invoice, maybe the turnover is no reach the turnover, so the supplier no need start the e-invoice. So the supplier can issue the normal traditional invoice. Then you can just normal key in to your system. No need to do any sell bill. Okay, no need to issue. Okay, e-invoice batch import. Will this affect my inventory record? Because I have already keyed in when doing GRN. Also, there are cases when my UON and supplier UON is different. Okay, so this question, Okay, this question. Okay, I show you. Okay, I show you the purchase invoice here. When you do the import, okay, when you do the import, you apply. Just now I got mentioned, if you want to import the the e-invoice to your purchase invoice, you need to match the supplier code. Okay, you need to match the supplier code and then item code and tax code. Okay, actually, if you no match the item code, also can. You can just match the tax code. Okay, for example lah, I already matched the supplier code, match the tax code, but I no need to match the item code. Then I click import. Then you can see done. Okay, then I go back to my purchase invoice. Uh, I think it's this one. You can see actually item code I can blank. I can just key in or import with description. No need to import item code. This is allowed to import like this way. Okay, so if you no import with text code, no import with item code, so the inventory record will not affect. Okay, so means if you import with item code, then your inventory record will affect lah. Okay, so this is how you import. You want to import with item code or not? Okay, after I do the sales invoice, have to have the QR code in the invoice. I can't find the QR code in both blue and green report because you need to submit first. Okay, you need to submit e-invoice first, then the sales invoice template, the report only will come out the QR code. Okay, so the QR code only will show after you submit to e-invoice. Okay, can you repeat again how to do the import function supplier? Okay, how to do the import supplier function just now I already show is purchase invoice here. Okay, invoice function here. But you can click the batch import, apply the date that you want to import. Okay, apply the date you receive the e-invoice lah. Okay, apply, and then it will come out. Then you need to match the supplier code one by one. So let's say here got 91 document. So you need to match all the document with your supplier code. And if you want to import with item code, you also need to select your item code. If you don't want to import as item code, then you can blank and select the text code. This one is required. Okay, supplier code and text code is required to import the purchase invoice. Okay, once you already select and select, select and select. Okay, once you already select the text code and the supplier code, then you can click the this one just now I already import. Okay, match the supplier code, text code. Then I click. Okay, also done import lah this one. Okay. Okay, select and then match the text code. Click this button. Okay, click this button. Then the status will show done. And I go back to the system. You can see this one already import from my invoice. Okay, so this is how to import the supplier, the purchase invoice. Okay, next month, 7 days must submit. Yes, every month you need to submit before the 7 days. Okay, before the 7 days, you need to submit the last month invoice. This one is the LHGN rules lah. Okay. If manager buy goods from Taobao, he claim with company, so I need to do the self-bill invoice to my manager or self-bill to Taobao. Actually, it's self-bill to Taobao because the goods is from Taobao. Okay, so the claims is self-bill. Okay, because it's your manager claims. Okay, but it's claim from is self-bill to Taobao. Okay, if my invoice date December, can I submit invoice on December 4? Uh, cannot normally is after or within the same date. Okay, within the same date or after the invoice date lah. Okay, once we submit the e-invoice, we'll automatically send email to customer. Okay, for the send email function, you need to purchase the batch email module. Okay, you need to purchase a batch email module and need to do the setting. Only can send the email. Okay, you need to purchase the module. Then you can direct click the button and then we'll send the email to customer. Is IC really a must to fill for individual customer? Because our customer can be very sensitive about this. If the customer requests for e-invoice, then you must get because either IC or BRN but individual customer only got IC, right? Don't have BRN number. So if the customer requests e-invoice, this is the require document you need to correct. You need to collect and then key in and submit. Okay. So no choice. This is the require. Oh, okay. Interest higher purchase need to sell bill. This one actually I'm not confirm. Okay, this one I'm not confirm. I think this one you need to double check from maybe tax agent or because I scared I giving wrong answer. Okay. In SQL, how to do for render pay for foreign landlord? Okay. How to do the render pay for foreign landlord? Okay. Same. You can go to the cash flow entry, new PV, and then payment to the Z. Okay, and then select the render code. Okay, and then the figure. Okay, so this is related to the foreign supplier. Okay, this is related to the foreign supplier. So you also need to fill in the supplier, the owner name. Okay, let's say another country lah, Indonesia lah. Okay, and then I want to submit sell bill and the IC. Okay, you can get passport number or the owner don't provide the passport number also can lah. You can blank. And then this team, you can select foreign supplier. Okay, this one you can blank. But if general public, you must have IC. General public must have IC. But if foreign supplier, you can blank. You can no need to fill in the passport also can. Okay, you can see now I testing if I select general public, right? If I blank this one, I submit, it will come up the error because it will show the ID type I see is uh NA lah. Okay. So if I change the TIN to foreign supplier, I no need to fill in the passport, and then I go to submit. You can see able to submit because foreign supplier maybe don't provide the passport number or TIN number. So you can just select like this way. Okay. But for Malaysian, you must have IC. Okay, can you demo again how to get the customer to fill in the data for e-invoice? How to get the customer to fill in the data for e-invoice by obtaining a QR code from. Okay, this one just now I will show. If you want to give the customer self to key in the info, then you can go to the sales invoice. Okay, now I create a new BTLS. Okay, now I issue the bill to DLS. Okay, save. Okay, if I want to uh obtain the QR code, then I can click this one, enable e-invoice request. Okay, I enable this request so I can using this format, only this template. Okay, only this report you can use. Other reports, other report don't have the QR code. You can see another format don't have the QR code. Only the my invoice request will come up this QR code for request. Okay, this one is for request. Okay, now if you want to test, you can use your phone camera to scan this QR code. Okay, you can scan it. After you scan, you will come out the link. Okay, then the link will require to fill in the info. Okay, then you can fill in the info like IC, BIN number, TIN number, all this info. Okay, now I fill in first. Hmm. Okay, BRN phone I fill in the info. Okay, okay, I already submit. Okay, I already submitted. Okay, now I click refresh. It will sync the the data lah. If you sending the data from the customer, okay, now you can see if you come up this, you can see the my invoice request status. This e-invoice submitted. Okay, so it will take. Okay, so this is how to obtain the QR code and then using this report template to provide to your customer to scan the QR code and fill in the info and submit. Okay, so this is how to using this function. Okay, since LHDN side must submit e-invoice for some company category, not console. Yes. So can I sell at all with company to issue e-invoice and if no TIN number yet, we'll use general TIN number to submit. Can later if customer within 3 days give, we only amend, we submit, we must then consolidate only use for customer personal name. Can customer personal name. Okay. Okay, some company category is cannot issue consolidate. Yes, correct. Cannot. Some category must submit e-invoice. Okay, if you haven't get the TIN number from the company lah. Okay, so I will suggest you once you only get the TIN number from the customer, then you only submit. This is better because if you already submit, okay, submit the console. Okay, if you already submit the console, then you need to do the CN and then issue the invoice again. I think this is double work. Okay, so why you not just key in the invoice first? Okay, then you haven't get the TIN number, right? Then you just leave it. And once you get the TIN number from the customer, then you only key in and submit. I think this is the better way lah. Okay, to submit the e-invoice. Because actually the system and LSTN no mention you must submit immediately. Okay, so after few days you only submit also can. Okay, so you can wait until the customer provide the info, then you only submit. I think this is easier to issue your bill. I got tenant under company, usually issue invoice under customer invoice. But cause invoice got no e-invoice function to submit. How? Should open invoice under sales invoice like general customer. Yes. Must open sales invoice. Okay. Even any type of the customer, you also can use the sales invoice to issue. Okay, because like previously don't have e-invoice, right? Okay, some of the customer will using the customer invoice to issue, wouldn't using the sales invoice. But due to e-invoice, you must using the sales invoice. Okay, but actually use the sales invoice also send, also can, no problem. Because if you're not related to item code, some company maybe just want to do the account, no need to do the inventory control. Okay, so you can skip the item code, you can direct key the decision, key quantity, and the price. Then also can save. Once you do at the sales invoice, okay, you can see this invoice number also will link to the customer invoice here. So actually it's same way to issue the invoice lah. So you no need to worry, why I cannot do at the customer invoice, I must do at the sales invoice. Actually, you do as sales invoice also will link to here. You also can no need to select the item code also can. Okay, so now you need to uh change your way to using this system lah. You need to issue by using the sales invoice and purchase invoice. This is no choice because the e-invoice. Okay, so I suggest all of you now change to sales invoice and purchase invoice instead of customer invoice and supplier invoice. Okay, my boss created digital IT on December, but I set the start date on SQL portal July 1. Since my company compliance date for e-invoice is July 1, so when I try to submit the invoice from July 1 to November, system now can explain why. Create a digital ID on December. Okay, I think uh start date. Okay, you set the start date. Okay, the start date maybe you set July, but you need to make sure here got show active environment is production. Okay, or sandbox also can lah. And also your my text day, the setting on your my text day, the date you also need to set. You also need to start from maybe today or before. Then you only allow to submit. Okay, so I'm not sure is it your MyText, the ERP and intermediately the date you set to when. So you must start from maybe today or before, cannot after that. If after, then you will have the issue to submit the e-invoice. So this one you also need to check the setting first. Then we only can know what is the issue. Okay, what is the error? Okay, if open credit note, the invoice is before e-invoice. Once submit the credit note, the invoice is before e-invoice. Once submit credit note. Okay, this one, for my suggestion is any document after you already start the e-invoice, better you submit better you submit the e-invoice because you got submit then don't have any wrong lah. Okay, if you no submit, maybe the LSTN check, they will say, oh, why you already start the e-invoice but why this document you never submit. Okay, so what I suggestion is better submit all the document. I mean the sales lah. Okay, all the sales document lah. Okay, after you already start, better submit. Okay, but for the purchase, depends the situation lah, like sell bill. Okay, if the supplier unable to provide all these thing on this only submit. Okay, but sales document, all the document is required to submit. Okay, so this is what I suggest. If staff buy goods from Taobao, they claim with company, and company make payment to the staff. Classification code is 027 or 0234. This question, I think I also not sure. This one I'm not sure. Better, I think you can ask someone who more professional, this one. Okay. This one, I think I scared later give the wrong classification code. Okay. Why beside the tax code, there is another tax rate 8%? Yes, actually now some of the industry, the tax rate is 8%. Okay, got 6%, got 8%. Normally lah, now got 6%, 8%. And some industry got 10%. Okay, so different industry maybe have different tax rate. Okay, so this is normal. And you need to make sure what tax code you need to use based on your industry. Okay, what is your tax rate when you register the SST? Okay, then you have to know. Just now you mentioned that we need to scan every e-invoice from supplier to fill in our company register number and team. Uh, Scan every e-invoice from supplier to fill in. No, no, no. Just now I no mention you need to scan every e-invoice from supplier. You no need scan because when the supplier provide the e-invoice with QR code, then you just keep the record. Okay, you no need to do anything like just normal, maybe manually key in, or you want to use the import function, also can. You no need to scan the QR code, no need to fill in any register number and team. Okay, that one is not the supplier side. Okay, I think you mentioned is about the sales invoice. Just now I got show the sales invoice. You can enable the request and then send to your customer to fill in. Okay, once your customer fill in the register number, TIN number, all this info, then it will automatically sync to my system. Okay, that one is for customer side, not supplier side. Okay, just now I try to make a sales with request e-invoice, but when I preview the bill does not have the QR code to fill in information. Uh, just now I try to okay, you make a sales with request e-invoice. I think you must use the correct template. You must use this my invoice request template. Only will got the QR code. Others report report template won't have the QR code. Only this report.
Oh, yes,
Okay.
this is my questions.
Mm.
Because this is from the invoice, right?
Okay.
But there's another option is for the sales one.
Uh, Sorry, you means here or
Can you go back to the customer sales that side?
sorry, customer sales?
I think yeah, you press this customer,
Okay.
and then there's another sales, is it? Or the sales beside the supplier, the sales.
Uh,
Uh-huh. And then there's yeah, cash sales.
okay, sales. Okay.
Yeah. If I open from here, I cannot enable the e-invoice request, is it?
Or at here. Here
Ah.
also here also got Here you also can enable the sandbox request.
Yeah, I enabled already, but then when I preview the bill, it doesn't have the QR code.
Is it this template?
Yeah, this. Yes. Maybe you can. Yeah.
You already link the
Yes.
e-invoice, right?
Yes, correct. When I do it from the invoice, it shows, but when I do it from here, it doesn't shows.
Or invoice got show but cash sales don't have.
Yeah.
Mm, this one, okay, you make sure this one you already enable, already got the
Yeah.
click at here.
Yeah.
Mhm. This one I think need to check already because I just enable, I take this
Mm-hmm.
one, then I
Mm-hmm.
just preview by this template only lah. So I don't have
Okay.
to any setting. Yeah. So it will
Or
automatically come
or
out.
can you try to make a new one and show
Okay.
if there's yeah.
Okay, let's say
Thank you.
now I create
Mm.
a new cache sale. Yes, okay, this is a new cache sales.
Yeah.
And actually, I already enable lah. Just now, I already
Okay.
enable. So I
Mm-hmm.
just direct preview with this
Okay.
template. You
Yeah, it's
see?
supposed to have, right?
Yeah.
All right. Maybe it's
Okay,
my
so
side problem.
if you got any problem, you can
Mm.
contact our support team. Then it
All right,
will
sure.
go in your PC to check.
All right, thank you.
Okay. Okay. If Shopee or Lazada seller, how to do? Okay. Shopee or Lazada, you no need to do any submission for the e-invoice because Shopee and Lazada is Malaysia seller, so they will do the e-invoice part. So you no need to submit from your side. Okay, if let's say like TikTok, all this is need to do the e-invoice lah, because TikTok is not Malaysia seller. Okay, e-invoice can submit anything is they correct, but should within same month. Yeah, system no limit the date to submit the e-invoice. So within my suggestion is better submit within the same month lah. Okay, so you can submit. Okay, if customer reject our e-invoice, still send within 3 days from invoice date to amend whatever required or CN or DN if exceed 3 days amendment period, right? Okay, yes. If customer reject, okay, so same within 3 days, you still can cancel the e-invoice first. Okay, you can cancel first. Then you can edit whatever you want. Okay, like maybe this one. uh, okay, maybe like this one I already submitted. Okay, but still within 3 days. You can still within 3 days. So I want to edit any data from here. So I can cancel the e-invoice first. Okay. Once I already cancel, then any data I want to change. Let's say I open the wrong item code. I want to select this one. Then I save and click submit again. Okay, so this is within 3 days, you still can cancel and submit. But after 3 days, you only can issue the credit note, okay, or DN. Okay, credit note. After you issue the credit note, you also need to submit the credit note, submit to e-invoice. Oh, okay. After you submit, then you issue again invoice or debit note and submit again. So this is the correct way if the customer reject. Okay, customer only willing to provide IC number for e-invoice. How to resolve of any option to tracing number? Okay, actually, if you got IC number, you can submit for e-invoice. You no need to get the TIN number also can. Okay, just now I got show. Okay, just now I got show. If let's say, okay, just now I got show. Okay, let's say now I only get the IC number. IC number. I only get the IC number, but the TIN number I don't have. The customer don't want to the supplier or customer don't want to provide. So I select the TIN number as general public and then I save. I click. Sorry. because this one I select sell bill, save, submit. Okay, then you can see I still able to submit with IC only. The theme I can just select as general public. I no need to get theme number also can. Okay, so no stock inventory system. Can we import supplier e-invoice from my invoice? Yeah, sure, can. You still can import because just now I got show. Okay, just now I got show. If you want to import this purchase invoice, you can click the batch import and apply. You must match the supplier code here, but the item code you can blank because you don't want stock inventory control. You no need stock inventory control. You can blank it and then just select the text code also. Okay, supplier code, text code, and then import. Okay, so yes, you still can import without the stock inventory. Okay, only sales invoice. Okay, only sales invoice can submit e-invoice request. Sales cash sales cannot can. Cash sales also can. Just now I got show. Usually company open check to KWSP SOXO under the HR name. Okay, once money credit, HR will pay. In this case, payment voucher open like usual or how? Okay, for the KWSP SOXO, all this is under employee. Okay, this one is under payroll. Okay, so related to any employee or payroll, is no need to submit any e-invoice. You also just open the payment voucher like usual. Okay, no need to do the e-invoice. Okay, so for the renter, no matter key in under payment voucher or payment invoice also not different, right? Yes, you can key in payment voucher or purchase invoice also can. Both also can accepted. Okay, will this seminar be replayed? Okay, just now I got record this training video lah. I got record this training. So if you want to get the record video, later you can contact and ask the record video. Okay, just now you say Shopee and Lazada did not need to submit invoice. Is there TikTok need to submit self-bill invoice? Yes, if related to TikTok, okay, so related to TikTok, you need to do the e-invoice and self-bill because that one is foreign seller. Okay, consolidate e-invoice for customer that you personal name need IC2 or can submit their name given. Okay, for consolidate e-invoice, you can no need anything. Okay, you can no need anything also can submit. Okay, now can see, let's say now I want to submit my cash sales. I want to submit my cash sales. You can see, let's say the cash sales I don't have any data lah, don't have any. I just put in cash sales and the info all this is blank. Okay, but I want to submit console, so I can select console and then put in the date, include unsubmitted. Okay, I include, apply. Okay, so now I want to submit the console. I tick these two documents. I next and click submit. You can see I can submit without any company name given and any info given, uh, no provide by the customer, I also can submit to consolidate. So consolidate is no need get any info. You still can submit. Okay, currently already linked to the actual production, but my email start next year. If I want to set up sandbox now, what should I do? Okay, so you have to check previously lah, how you link the actual production. Actually, it's same things. Okay, if you want to set up the sandbox, actually it's same things like previously how you set the production. Okay, if you still haven't go to the production, right? Haven't go to the actual one, you still can set up the sandbox now. Okay, actually it's same thing, just the different portal. Because the production portal is myhustle.gov.my, and the sandbox portal is prepro.myhustle. Okay, the portal is different. Okay, the website is different. Okay, can show how to link the SQL for production or sandbox again. Okay, how to link the production and sandbox? You can go to the file, company profile here, go to the My Invoice, then you need to fill in your company team and BIN number. Okay, and then save, connect My Invoice. Okay, then you put in your e-invoice start date when your company start e-invoice. And also depends you want to using the production or sandbox. Okay, production is actual environment, is an actual portal. Sandbox is testing portal. Okay, if you want to use testing, then you can set up the sandbox. If you want direct go to the production, then you just direct set up the production. Okay, so how to link? You need to log in your MyText portal, and then actually if you want to set by yourself, you want to setting by yourself, then you can contact our support team to get the video. The video will teach you how to do the setting in the MyText portal, and then you will get the client ID secret 1, secret 2. Then you just copy to here, and also the intermediately you need to do the setting. Okay, once you done setting, you test intermediately, it will show you the okay, hold on. One, I click the test. Okay, if you do the setting correctly, when you click the test intermediately, the condition will show linking success. You can see you have the tick at here. Okay, same as the above here. Also, if you done copy the info here, all will tick. Will have the green tick. Okay, means you done, you set correctly, and you can click the register ERP, then consider you linking successfully. Okay, so for the My Hustles, for the website, how to do the setting. If you want to do by yourself, you can contact to get the tutorial video lah. Okay, but if you don't know how to do, you want our company to assist to do the linking for your company. Actually, got the charges lah. Okay, so I think you can try first. You can try. Actually, it's not hard. It's quite easy lah. So you can do by yourself and try first. If any issue, then you only ask for our help to assist on this problem. Okay. How to link? Okay, if console in CS, we need to make add more day, select console invoice. Yes, if console in cash sales, okay, in cash sales, here, if you click inside, okay, if you click inside, you cannot find the consolidate button. Okay, you can't find the consolidate button. You don't have the option now. Okay, you must go to the listing here. Only will come up the consolidate option. Okay, then you only click and select the date, click include, apply, and then it will come out the invoice that you want to do the console. Okay. If boss pay to supplier first, then claim to company, this need to submit e-invoice or not? Okay. Actually, if related to expenses lah, okay, or any purchasing lah, okay, your company must get the e-invoice from supplier. Okay, must get the e-invoice from supplier. Then once the boss already request the invoice from supplier, then you no need to submit e-invoice anymore lah, because the boss already request from the supplier and claim with the e-invoice document. Okay, e-invoice receipt, e-invoice receipt. Okay, then you can direct uh key to your system. No need to submit e-invoice again. Okay, so depends you got receive the e-invoice from supplier or not. Okay, then only depends you need to submit the e-invoice or not. Okay, but just now you say set up the actual, then cannot set up sandbox. Okay, no. What I mean is after your active environment already go to the production. Okay, you can check your system lah. If here active environment already show production, then you cannot go to the sandbox anymore. Okay, depend this one. You can check your e-invoice start date and active environment. What is the environment here? If already go to the production, that means you cannot go to the sandbox again. Okay, so you need to check here. I have accidentally applied to ERP how? Actually no problem lah. This one is no problem. But I already tried lah. You cannot delete. You cannot delete one of the ERP. But I think you just leave it at the ERP day lah. Okay. Actually, it's no problem. Will not affect your linking. Okay. So you just use one of the ERP lah. Okay. TN Unify in that water parking lot is I Selangor bill need to do self bill. Depends the bill is under your company name or under the owner name. Okay, if under your company name, then you no need to do self bill. If under the owner name, then you need to do self bill. You need to self bill the owner. Okay. We want submit console before issue. Cash sales that we should do something in more that to select console e-invoice. No. Okay. So for the console, right? If you issue the cash sales, so the cash sales, the customer, you already maintain all the info at the maintain customer, right? You already maintain all the info at the maintain customer. So when you issue the cash sales, you select the customer, all the info actually already come up. So you no need every time you issue the cash sales, you need to go to the mall to key in again. No need, because you already maintain the data at the maintain customer. Okay, so no need to key in again. Because if you submit the console, right? Console also no need any info. Okay. Also no need any info. You also can submit to console. Okay. So no need any info. Okay. Expenses not listed under company name. As example, water bill. It is billed to the landlord. For the e-invoice cell bill, I need to bill to who? Fill in company name or landlord name in cell bill. The landlord. Okay, you need to cell bill the landlord because the water bill is billed to the landlord. Okay, so you need to cell bill the landlord. Okay, at the model you can key in their info. Okay, so still got any question? Because I see all the question I already answer. Yes, can. TikTok you also can do the console because TikTok got a lot of transaction, right? So impossible you must submit the e-invoice one by one. So you can do the console also. Okay, if issue render under sales invoice, then it will automatically pull to sales but not render receive. Okay, issue render under sales invoice, it pulls to sales but not render receive. Okay, that one actually is depends your account code. Okay, depends your account code. If you issue render, okay, if you issue render at sales invoice, okay, example, now you bill the render to your customer, depends the account code, okay, depends the account code, this one. So your account code is under expenses code or under sales code. This one is related to the account, not related to the e-invoice lah. So this one is your account code. You need to select the correct account code for your renter. Then it will go to the account code lah. Okay, so this one is not related to the e-invoice. Okay, if utilities previously key under company name, so coming all need to change to owner name. Okay, no. Okay, if utilities right, okay, previously you are using the PB, right? So you will payment to uh just you are payment to any like TNB Inta Water, right? You direct pay to the TNB. So I will key in TNB also because I pay to TNB. I not pay to the owner. So I payment to TNB only if I want to do the cell bill. I put the owner name at more button here. This one is the owner name. Okay? Or this one is the owner info. This one is you pay to who. This one is your account. More here is for the e-invoice submission. Okay, so you don't confuse on this one. This one you must pay to who, and then this one is for you want to sell bill to who. Okay, so I key in under purchase invoice, not PV. Okay, key in under purchase invoice also same. Okay, also same. Okay, you key in to the purchase invoice, right? You also maybe you got maintain the supplier like TNB, Interwater, right? Then you select, let's say this one is TNB. Okay, but I want to sell bill the owner. Then at the more here, 呃，oh, here don't have the supplier. Oh, here don't have the supplier name. Here don't have the supplier name. Okay. Okay, so for your if you're using the purchase invoice, then here I think you cannot put in two company name lah. Okay, because if in PV, right, PV you can pay to who and then sell bill to who. But if coming you using the purchase invoice, you must change to the owner name already. Because when you submit a sell bill, then it will capture this company name. Okay, so you must change the owner name already lah. Okay. So I think actually my suggestion is better expenses you can key into the purchase invoice payment voucher lah. But if you want to key in the to purchase invoice, then you have to change to the owner name for the sell bill purpose. Okay. Can show again to key in the sell bills expenses like render under landlord name. Okay. Key in the sell bill expenses. Okay, you can key in the payment voucher here. Just like usual, previously how you do payment to who, and then what is the account code, and then the amount. Okay, this one is the payment voucher you pay to who, and what is the account. This one is for accounting purpose, but for e-invoice purpose, you need to key to the more here, and then you can direct key in, let's say Mr. Lim lah. Okay. This is the owner, and then the country is Malaysia, and then the submission is sell bill, and then I can get the IC, I get the IC, and then the T number. If the if the supplier no provide the T number, then I can select the general public. Okay, then all this info you just fill in for e-invoice for sell bill. After that, you save, click submit, send e-invoice. Okay, so this one is how to submit the sell bill for expenses. Okay, render also same lah. Also same like this way. Okay, the expenses only sell bill need to submit invoice. If normal bill, just as normal submit petty cash will do. Only sell bill need to yes, if you want to do the sell bill, then you only need the info to submit invoice. But if normal like petty cash, all this thing you can no need submit, you can just normal like previously how you key in to the expenses by using the cash book. Okay.
就是好像
嗯
我们那些油单啊、文具单啊，好像那种
嗯
clinic 啊的 medical bill，是不是？我
嗯
们只是像以前这样子 submit 那个 petty cash 就可以了了，是吗？就是不用讲要什么 e invoice 的那一种，因为我们 好像我们打油的时候也没有用自己的电 number 或者是公司的电 number，那怎么办？
OK，其实呢，正确来讲啊，expenses 哦，
嗯哼，
它也是有要求讲你，如果像你 expenses 来 entitlement 啊，entertainment 啊。来，很像你讲打油啊，讲
嗯，
打油吃东西呀、这些
是
啊，其实它真正来讲，它也是需要就是 e-invoice 的，OK，但是不可能每个人他的 expenses 他一个一个都要去 submit 销 bill 嘛，可能
对，
我觉得有的就讲可以 request 到的，好像你去吃东西还是什么。你可以直接跟那个店讲哦，我要 e-invoice，你可以 provide 到给我吗？如果他们有，他们是可以 provide 到给你的。OK，所以
嗯哼，
有当然是最好啦。但是如果 amount 不大，你讲那种几块钱啊、几十块啊，可能你不要 e-invoice，不，你拿不到 e-invoice，你照样 normal key 进去，其实我觉得 LHDM 不会跟你去 check 到这样清楚。如果你是讲那种 amount 比较大的，可能几百块、几千块，可是你又没 e-invoice，这样可能他 check 你，还问你周末这个没有的，这样当然他会问你啦，你要讲。所
嗯，所
以
以我们只是拿那个 normal bill 就可以了，是不是？
不是不是，其实如果你讲 petrol 来讲啦，petrol 啊，
嗯，
那像 petrol 哦，他们现在多数现在的那种油站啊，你如果有 print receipt 出来，就是在他们的 receipt 下面都会有一个那个 QR code 了的。其实你 scan
？OK，
那 QR code 哦，你就可以填你的公司的资料，去拿到 e-invoice 的 receipt 这样子的。
那
这个
s 没
是
有填到的话，只是拿那个 normal 的 bill 来 submit 是可以的吗？
其实还没有一个正确的一个准确的答案呐、只是
哦
我是
，OK，
讲有的最好就是拿，没有的话那种小小的，这样你就这样就算了咯。就
就有那个 physical copy 就可以了啦。
对对，如果真的没有啦，拿不到小小的嘛那种，你就有那个 receipt copy 就收起来咯。
哦，
啊，
那个就我们就不用上，不用按什么 E，因为什么那些就不用按了，是直接很像以前这样那个 petty cash 那边进就可以了。
一样进，对，就是 normal，像你之前这样子issue PV 罢了，你不用动任何 e-invoice 的东西。
OK，好，谢谢你。
嗯，OK OK，Thank you for the training. I need to request for the training video. Yes, you can request lah for the training video. Okay, if you receive the request, then we will send the record video. Okay, if render landlord is under yes much lama, they got four name, so must sell with four person name, right? Okay, this one. This one I think you need to um discuss with the landlord lah. Okay, because like maybe 4 person, okay, they want like the rental amount is 4,000, okay, then you sell bill I 1,000, sell bill he 1,000, okay, sell bill she 1,000, okay, this one you need to discuss. So need sell bill to who? Okay, so this one is depends lah. Okay. I found that the petrol bill have the QR code, means we need to self-bill every bill by scan bill by bill ourselves to key in our company info as expenses, right? Yes. Actually, okay. Actually, every petrol bill also got the QR code. Okay, so because petrol impossible provide the e-invoice to one by one, right? Because many customer every day go to pump the petrol. So the petrol station won't provide e-invoice to one by one. So they direct print out the QR code at the receipt. Then you just scan and fill in the info and then to submit and get the e-invoice receipt, then you can use the e-invoice receipt to claim as your expenses. Okay, so better every QR code, you can go to scan and fill in your info lah. Okay. If for claim, no need send consolidate or self bill. Okay, so depends the claims. Okay, depends the claims. What the claims you mentioned now. Okay, some like just now I got mentioned, if some of the claims you no get any e-invoice, so you need to know what is the reason you no get the e-invoice for the receipt. Okay, then if the amount is not too big, okay, it's less only lah, then I think you use the normal receipt also can. But better every receipt, every expenses for claims, if you can get the e-invoice, then you get the e-invoice. Okay, this is the better way lah. Okay, if usually I open payment voucher for petty cash lump sum, payment to cash, then decision have listed petrol bill, TNG bill, medical bill. How do I submit e-invoice? Okay, this one you need to separate. If some need e-invoice, some no need. Okay, then if need some e-invoice, need some no need, then you need to separate the payment voucher. You cannot lump sum in one payment voucher already. Okay, unless all the expenses you need submit, or all the expenses you no need to submit, then you only do in one lump sum payment voucher.
这样是怎样讲？是有些是需要，有些是不需要，是要讲分呢？
你要分哦，你 payment voucher 就是分开就是你哪里个是要 submit 的，你就
嗯，
是用一个 payment voucher 去 issue 了，然
就是
后
比如是说，好像我给那个 landlord 的是另外的，这样就要另外 submit。
对，因为可能你 landlord 跟你的可能 TNB bill、petrol bill 掺在一起，你平时是一起做的嘛，可能
哦，平时
你就
不是一
做在一个 payment
起做
voucher
的。
嘛，这样你做在一个 payment voucher 呢，之前是没有问题的，OK，但是
OK，
现在你 invoice 你要分出来哦，你哪里个要做 sell bill 的，因为你可能掺在一起的话哦，你一 submit 那个 sell bill，那整张的 amount 就会一起过去。
嗯，
OK，这样是不对的嘛，所以你就必须要分开啊。这个要 sell bill 的，你就要放在一个，而且如果那个 sell bill 是不同人的话，你也要分开。
哦，所以 sell bill 跟那些 lump sum 的那些可以 lump sum 的就可以直接 lump sum，sell bill 的就要分开。
对，sell bill 如果那一个人是这个人是这个人，那个人是那个人，你就要开两个咯，就不同的编号去咯。
OK，好理解。
嗯，
所以如果是好像那种 expense 是那种 medical 啊，好像文具啊那些就可以开 lump sum 这样 payment to cash 这样子开啊。
你就可以 lump sum 在一个里面啊，就没有问题。它就是 depends on 你哪里个要，哪一个不要，要的你就要分开，不要的你可以放在一起，不用紧。
OK，如果我那种不要的，就是很像跟以前这样子直接
对，
payment voucher 就可以了，就不
这样
用什么
子做了。
e invoice 就可以了。
完全不用动 email 的东西。
嗯，OK，好，谢谢你。
对，How to do e-invoice for render more than one owner? Okay, this one is same like just now I mentioned lah. Okay, if you more than one owner, so you need to discuss. Okay, with the owner, I need to sell you to who? Okay, maybe I separate this owner. I sell you how much? Another I sell you how much? Okay, then I issue by different payment voucher. Then I can submit for both owner. Okay, this one you need to discuss with the owner. Petrol bill can do console instead of every bill. Uh, I think actually, because petrol bill, every bill also got a QR code. So means actually by correct way lah, you need to uh scan the QR code to apply the e-invoice lah. Okay. But if you mention can do console or not, this one I'm not sure, but you can go to confirm with someone lah. This one I cannot give the confirm answer because I think because some company got a lot of bill, right? a lot of, let's say the petrol bill, some of the claims got many, so impossible to one by one, right? So you need to confirm which bill can console with which bill you must uh get e-invoice one by one. Okay, I noticed some e-invoice without QR code, but e-invoice UID is provided. This is a valid e-invoice. Um, but e-invoice UID. This one actually, okay, if by correct report template, right, you must have the QR code and UUID lah actually. But actually, if you got QR code also can, because when you scan the QR code, also can get the info like e-invoice UUID, all those info you also can get. So I think QR code is the required code that you need add into the report template. Okay, so if you notice some e-invoice without the QR code, then you can request from the supplier to get the QR code. Yeah, you can inform the supplier, okay, why don't have a QR code, because actually got the QR code is better lah, because you can scan the QR code to get the info for the e-invoice. Okay, actually it's not say valid or not valid, but I think better is include. Okay, because next time if the LSTN check, you can provide the QR code to scan to know the info, all these things. I think it's better. Okay, what if the company credit card bill normally key in under PV and list down the expenses under related account code? Expenses include petrol, touch and go, and the entertainment still need to submit for self-bill e-invoice. Okay, this one is not related to credit card. Okay, not related to credit card. This one is related to expenses. So expenses just now I got mentioned. The expenses, like some expenses you got the e-invoice. Okay, let's say that, like petrol, touch and go, all these things. If you got using the mobile apps, okay, or website, some of the website or mobile apps can apply for the e-invoice. Okay, can get the e-invoice from the mobile apps. Okay, then you can direct get the e-invoice, so you no need to submit for cell bill anything. Okay, only for the expenses like uh rental, uh or the bill is not under your company name, then you need to do the cell bill. Okay, so still got any question? So I think we until 1 p.m. lah, okay? If still got question, I think until 1 p.m. If after 1 p.m. then the training is considered finished. Okay, welcome. Okay, so if you got any other question, you also can contact our support team, then they will answer your question. Or you face any technical issue like a system error or anything, you also can asking our support team, log into your PC and then check your your system problem lah. Okay. So because I think maybe someone got a lot of question when using the system, right? So when you're using and face any problem, then you only contact us to support. And Okay, entertainment bill that not under company and staff can just have general receipt need to sell bill or just normal submit payment voucher uh issue. sorry 啊Cap，你可以就是跟我讲，因为我不太明白这个问题。
就是好像以前那些 general bill 啦，好像吃饭的那些 entertainment，
OK
或者是就是其他的 receipt 什么都好，
啊
就是没有 under company name 或者是 under company DIN number 或者是那个 staff 的 DIN number，只
，OK。
是普通的 receipt 而已。这样我们是不需要开 sell bill 的，是吗？
OK，这样我就想问啊，如果好像你是吃东西啦，你这些你要 e-invoice 的话啦，其实真正来讲，如果你没有跟那个餐厅拿的话，他是肯定不会给你 e-invoice 的，他一定是会 submit 来可能 console 还是什么啦。
对，
OK，但是如果你们要，其实你们是可以跟那个餐厅沟通讲，哦，我要 e-invoice，哦你们可以给到我嘛？所以就要看情况哦。如果他们是必须要 provide e-invoice 的话，他们就需要跟你拿一些 info 给你 e-invoice，OK，但是如果他没有 start 的话，这样子你就拿 normal receipt 去看也是没有关系，
所以我拿那个 normal receipt claim 的时候，也是不用动到那个 e invoice 的东西了啦，
不需要不需要，
是像以
所以
前这样 normal 上面这样。
对，所以其实所有的东西都是讲你那个商家有没有 start e-invoice，如果他 start e-invoice，他其实真正来讲还是要 provide 的，如果他没有 start 呢，他是因为不中嘛，他还没有到那 turnover，这样子不需要没有关系，
所以其实简单来讲的话，只是那个 e invoice 其实只是在那个 sales 跟 invoice 上面是需要注重一点，然后那种
嗯。
expenses 很像以前这样子随便开就可以了，是
OK，其实真正来讲呢，sales invoice 是必须要啦
开单
，OK，
的时候，对，
每一个单你都必须要有 submit，either 是 invoice 还是
嗯，
console，OK，purchase invoice 就是 depends 那个 customer，哎，那个 supplier 有没有给你
对，
，OK，他看他这么情况什么不给你咯，你就看要不要 sell bill 咯，跟 expenses 也是一样，这么那 supplier 没有给你 invoice，你如果跟他 request 他没有给你，要看什么原因，然后看需不需要做 sell bill，
嗯，好
嗯。
了，谢谢你，
是 OK。
理解。
Yes，OK。For render pay to foreign landlord, is it better to use PV or purchase invoice because foreign landlord got give normal invoice to our company. Okay, render you can better using the PV lah. Okay, using the payment voucher. Using the payment voucher and then fill in the landlord info at the more tab there. Okay, petrol bill scan. Okay, if you already scan the QR code and fill in the details, then no need to submit sale bill, right? Correct. Okay, if you did previously key under purchase invoice coming name or coming, yes, purchase invoice because you cannot save the cannot key in the owner name at the more day, so you only can direct change the name. Okay, if online payment for overseas payment like associate. Okay, online payment for overseas also you need to do the cell bill lah. Handphone bill under staff need cell bill. Okay, under staff no need because phone bill under staff is employee claim. Okay, because employee is under your company. Okay, so if inside the company handbook, so means is no need is accepted, no need to do the cell bill. Okay. Okay, so I think that's all for today training. If still got any question, you still can ask for support. Okay, so thank you everyone to join the SQL e-invoice training on today. So thank you everyone. Bye bye.